Well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. Today we read from Acts 16:11 through 15. So, setting sail from Troas, we made a direct voyage to Samothrace, and the following day to Neapolis, and from there to Philippi, which is a leading city of the district of Macedonia and a Roman colony. We remained in this city some days. And on the Sabbath day we went outside the gate to the riverside, where we supposed there was a place of prayer. And we sat down and spoke to the women who had come together. One who heard us was a woman named Lydia, from the city of Thyatira, a seller of purple goods, who was a worshiper of God. The Lord opened her heart to pay attention to what was said by Paul, and after she was baptized, and her household as well, she urged us, saying, "If you had judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come to my house and stay." And she prevailed upon us. So they make it all the way to Philippi. And if you look at your map, you can see where that is in northern Greece, in the Macedonia region that's not a part of Greece anymore, but sort of Greek, right? Part of Greece in the ancient world. They go to Macedonia and they go to Philippi. This is the city where, where Paul wrote the letter to the Philippians. So this is a city, a church that he's going to be very familiar with over the years. But here he's just getting it started, and he goes out to the river. They think there's a place out there where people gather, where the women gather, probably doing their laundry or something. Though it is the Sabbath, so I'm not sure about that. But they find a place where people gather, and they go out there and they meet people. One of the people they meet is Lydia. She's from Thyatira, which is over in Turkey. She's a seller of purple goods. Now, purple dye was expensive in those days. They didn't have a lot of colors. They had a few colors, but purple was a very expensive kind of dye, and so the only people who could afford it were the rich, or the king and stuff, and it became known as a color for the royalty, really, the leaders. And so purple goods are expensive things, and she sells those, so she's got some money. And he converts her and her household, it says. This is the kind of thing that we typically assume means the children as well. Those who say, well, the early church never baptized children, aren't reading the text. It says the household, the whole household. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're children, but there could be children, and that has been good enough for the church throughout its history, and so it ought to be good enough for us these days, but, we never know. So anyway, she and her household are baptized, and so they say to Paul, well, come stay with us, live with us. We've got a decent place. You can stay in our guest room. And they do. And they stay there for some period of time, and we're going to read more about their adventures in Philippi on this first visit over the next couple of days. But notice that it says in the middle of the text, they sat down and spoke to the women, and one who heard us was Lydia. The Lord opened her heart to pay attention to what was said. So even when she first comes to God, God's already working. He's already opened her heart. So God's busy, and he's busy with us and with the people we meet. And you never know what God might be doing in someone's life to lead them to a place where they need to hear something that you have to say, or something just idle that you might say that might click for them. So pay attention, to what's going on around you, and enjoy today. We'll see you tomorrow.